welcome back. Today we are going to continue our segment of Self-Development September. So these readings will be, because usually I'm aware you can see my ring light and I just find myself not caring. So this Self-Development September continues. Do remember that energies are fluid. There is no he, she, that, it, they in tarot. There is everything in tarot. All of us have masculine energy. All of us have feminine energy. The energy is fluid. It crosses ways in the most beautiful, balanced, applicable way to you and your situation. If this is not your story today, do not try to force fit it. I will never not say that. Do not try to force fit a story. But this segment this month, for all my signs, I am doing Self-Development September. And we are going to be looking at a blind spot that you might have in your particular self-development and self-betterment. Sometimes we are up so close in our own lives that we're not seeing something. So with the help of my spiritual guardians and guides, we are going to be peeking at something that maybe you're not seeing, that could use a little attention in your life as far as your personal development goes. Cancer, Leo, and Virgo today. So let's get to it. I'm a bit tired, but as soon as I start channeling, I'll snap out of it. Plus I have coffee. So without further ado and blabbering, you guys know that I'm a blabber dabber 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 dabber. My ceiling fan isn't nice to the things I'm trying to do with my lighter. Get a nice clean space for us. I told you, as soon as I start channeling, I'll snap out of my mortal humanistic tiredness. I hope you're all doing well today. I intend all messages are to be received by my watchers to their greatest benefit. Let's begin. Alright, first up for my readings today is Cancer. My crows will be giving me the heart of your reading, channeling the life and light universe within me. Highest priestess in which I channel through. Give me messages. As far as Cancer's self-development goes, any blind spots that they could severely benefit if they were to notice, look at, and work at. Any personal development, any personal and self-development blind spots that would severely help my Cancers out if they were to take the time to see. And these cards here will be the heart of your read. Cancer. Messages to benefit them in their highest good. There it is. Queen of Swords. That one wanted to fall out in the reverse, but it fell on the floor in the up, and we're going to trust that. You've got two queens here, my loves. You've got the Queen of Swords in the reverse, heading the heart of your reading. Tailing the heart of your reading is the Queen of Cups in the up. Cancer, I feel you're being, I'm getting, hold on, I'm getting two. For some of my Cancers out there, they are very sharp and overly driven by their emotions. They let their emotions take them away without thinking. All logic dropped. The Queen of Swords in the reverse is out of her logic and highly emotional and sharp, mind you. So some of you can be just very Cancer. Yeah, I mean, your water, your cups, your emotions. I've got water on two sides of me. I'm a Pisces moon and a Scorpio rising. I just had a brain fart. I know the challenge. I know the challenge of being very careful not to let my emotions do my thinking for me. It's good to notice emotions. It is not good to let them sweep us away, downriver, quite literally, rushing water downriver, wherever they may take us. That is at the heart of your reading. Let's take a closer look at this. The other message that I was getting from my other cancers, sorry I got distracted and I will run away on topic, ADHD, is that some of you need to, the opposite of that is some of you need to get more in touch with your emotions and stop overly logicking things. Like literally just thinking yourself into the dirt. It's that lovely middle road. And it's very interesting that these two cards can mean totally opposite things together. On the one hand, someone is letting their emotions run away with them. On the other hand, some of you are completely blocking out your emotions and not listening to yourself and your needs. Things that what's coming to mind is just shutting down because emotions are uncomfortable. We shut them down. We numb them in often unhealthy ways via substance abuse, via distraction, and even so-called healthy distractions. If you don't address your emotions, they are churning, boiling, festering under the surface. They will come out eventually and not in ways that you're gonna like. So it is very important to take the time to ask yourself, how do I feel? And don't be afraid of it because it's nothing to be ashamed of. You're allowed to feel, Cancer. You're allowed to feel. You're allowed to experience those emotions. You're allowed to sit with those emotions, and I promise they won't kill you. Sit with them. Sit with your emotions. See them for what they are. And don't beat yourself up for having them, okay? That was the other message in those two cards for some of my Cancers. Some of my Cancers are overly emotional, letting their emotions drive them. Making quick, hasty decisions, emotional decisions in the moment, knee-jerk reactions, knee-jerk emotional reactions. And some of my Cancers are completely shut down emotionally. All right, we don't want this deck. Let's continue this. Ooh, yeah, we're using my Gypsy Oracle today. We're gonna get some clarity on this for you, Cancer. Two Queens. It's so important to fall into our feminine. We get overly masculine, then it's all action, 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 with no feelings behind it. It's important. We all have the masculine, we all have the feminine, and it's important for each of us to get to know both of those and to let them fall and exist in equal balance in our lives. That we're not overly logical, shutting down because emotions are bad, and that we're not overly emotional, not thinking and emotionally reacting to everything. Needing to balance. Okay, a lot of this is stemming from childhood trauma. You've got child up here in the upright. Something that happened and has you. Childhood trauma can bring up immaturity because there are developmental gaps that we never received, be it emotional support or be it a safe home in which to be able to express ourselves without being judged for it. That's where the emotional shutdown is developed, is we're afraid of being rejected because perhaps we were told, oh, come on, we all know these. Big girls don't cry. Why are you crying? That's not worth your tears. Your feelings weren't validated as a child. And I'm feeling a lot of you were led to be ashamed of having emotions or feelings. Led to be ashamed. You were either like talked down to verbally, or love might have been withheld. Like, I'm seeing in my head, if you're gonna cry, go in your room, because I'm rejecting you in your tears. Your feelings aren't valid, they're upsetting me. And as a child, when we look up to and we love our parents, our guardians, that's devastating. That's devastating. And I just received that image in my head. So Cancer, I am so sorry. We have constancy. Constancy is in the up. Child is in the up. Constancy is in the up. You crave consistency, and you crave consistency from childhood. I'm definitely seeing this. It's in the upright, so it's something that I feel like perhaps you're already looking at, and I'm getting self-parenting on this one. You being a constant in your own life is so important, and having to self-parent, everybody has to like re-self-parent. There are no perfect parents, and even the most well-meaning parents, they will cause little holes, and it sucks, but all we can do is learn and do the best we can. And that is why as a mother, I am constantly reading, learning how to validate my kids' feelings, learning how to discipline with, without punishing them. Like it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel. It's not okay to punch your brother when you're feeling that way. We find that a balance. And for you, Cancer, I really see you craving constancy, and I feel like something here, I didn't even show you your cards. You got child and constancy. You notice it's a child and a grown woman. You crave consistency. And I feel like it's what you're after. Let's keep going. It's so important to just be that constant in our own lives, though, Cancer. Not holding anyone to those expectations, especially when we're such an emotional mess that we don't know what those expectations really are, like what our emotions really need, like what's underneath that. How do I know what to ask for if I don't address the emotion underneath and figure out where that's coming from? Until we address where the negative emotion is coming from, we're just going to keep guessing at what's going to fix it. So that's what's so important to look at here. Taking the time to address, error code those negative feelings when they come up. When I'm triggered in any small way, like a weird way, like why did that weird thing trigger this feeling in me? I have to error code. Take the time, sit back. What was that all about? And then you shine light on it. And it's like, oh, and that will also be a cure for a lot of anxiety, because you're like, that doesn't make any sense that should have triggered me that way. And yet it could be like, that makes perfect sense. And that's okay, because that makes sense now. I know why that happened. You're not just going to feel this awful way and then be like, that's a bad thing that I can never go around or be around again. That's a bad person. That person's bad for me because they triggered this in me. I'm going to say 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times, the person or the thing isn't responsible. We need to look at a book that I'm reading right now is How to Stop Losing Your Shit with Your Kids. We need to look at our own buttons, why they exist, when they exist. Really get in there. Self-development September. Do the inner work. Take a note when you're triggered and figure it out. Just take the time to figure it out. And again, someone's uncomfortable with sitting in their emotions. You've got to face that, babe. You have got to face that. There's no shame in it. And until you do that, you're going to continue to repeat toxic patterns in your life until you do something different. And that something different is sitting down with yourself, not judging yourself, seeing where those emotions are coming from and what exactly those emotions are. Okay? I was inspired to tell you that. Sorry if that was a lengthy speech. But I'm not sorry, because someone needs to hear that. At least someone out there is going to severely benefit from this pretty detailed channeling that I'm experiencing right now. So we're going to use our playing deck here. We're going to pull 3 of these to further clarify this, see what exactly we're looking at as far as a developmental blind spot, self-development blind spot for you, Cancer. Yeah, just out of touch emotionally, and it stems from childhood. It does. It stems from inconsistencies in childhood. Let's see. Anger. You pulled my Bitch of Swords card. You might be, this is anger, and it feels self-directed, like if I feel, I'm hearing in my head, don't be such a little bitch. Don't be such a little bitch. It's not a bitch move to feel. It doesn't make you weak, okay? It makes you fucking enlightened, and it frees you. You will set yourself free when you let yourself hyper focus on this. This is my ADHD hyper focus. See that? This is where your focus needs to be. My guides are making that extremely clear. One more. One more to clarify. Clarify further. One more to clarify further. So this one wanted to. 3 of Swords. There's a broken heart here, stemming from childhood. This little baby here is absolutely, quite literally crying for healing inside of you, Cancer. And now I feel that pain. Cancer, I'm so sorry. It's not an easy existence. Clairsentient, I'll take on emotions. Okay, we're gonna get you some advice now, Cancer. Advice from my Cancer. I pre-shuffled this one. Oh, okay, that was quick. Advice from my Cancer. We got the Fool in reverse. As advice. This Fool's actions are fueled it's a warning card, and it just goes back to everything that I was saying before. Don't let the wrong things be driving you, Cancer. Don't let over emotions be taking you places and causing you to repeat the same patterns in your life. This could be like relationship after relationship after relationship, and they all seem to end the same way. That is a huge indicator, because you are the common denominator in that equation. So it's important to have that self-awareness and that sense of personal responsibility, and to be brave enough to turn and look at yourself and ask yourself, is there something that I am doing? Because it keeps repeating the same after the same. It's like same shit, different day sort of feeling. This Fool, he just trigger happy, foolish choices. Driven by out of touchness, out of touch with your emotions and logic not in balance. Avoiding feelings, trying to escape. I'm getting escapism. Trying to bury feelings with things and actions and people. That's what I got from this. I want to get you one more advice from the tarot here. Okay. Here come the waterworks again. From infancy, you got the 5 of Pentacles as your advice, your second advice. and I'm just being prompted to tell you, from infancy, growing up as a child, you felt left out in the cold. You felt lack. You felt like you weren't getting what you needed. That was then, this is now. Cancer channeled message right there. That was then, this is now. Now you are grown. Now you have a choice. Now you can self-parent. You can fill the needs that weren't being filled when you grew up. And that comes from sitting with ourselves. And a lot of the time, I will imagine, because I have anxiety and panic disorder, so I will imagine when I feel that way, if I can get away from the noise, that is, I will take that anxiety out of me. I will take that hurt out of me. I will take those feelings out of me, and I will separate them. I will sit them next to me like a child. And that's what I imagine. And I imagine speaking to this child. And it helps. Because if you can't talk yourself down, put those feelings into the body of a child within you and sit that child down next to you and have a conversation. And you will find that you're able to comfort this child. You're able to comfort this child that you've taken out of you, sat next to you. And if you can't comfort that child, sit next to him or her and love them. Love them. A lot of time, that's all that we need. We don't need people to rush in and fix things. A lot of time, it's so useful. It is so not useful. Yes, useful, but it is the most important thing. The thing that means the most is showing up for ourselves, sitting with ourselves, not judging ourselves, and just loving ourselves through that pain. I'll use an example. A lot of times my mom doesn't know what to say. Like if I'm upset and I'm in a panicky way, she doesn't know what to say. I don't know what to say, Mandy. I'm just hug me. Just hug me. And that, God, that matters. That matters even more than the right words, because someone's there loving me when I feel this wreck of a way. When a lot of times it's so hard for us to love ourselves when we feel that way. We like to judge ourselves and call ourselves weak and a little bitch for feeling. That is not helpful, okay? It's not helpful. Please stop doing that to yourself. Okay, Cancer, we have to move on. That was deep. I really hope that that is received by the Cancer who really needed to hear that today. So much love here for you.